So here we go.
Okay.
So, Carmi, you are wearing green. Is it for some special reason?
Yes, and absolutely. This is to bring Brazil good vibes for our game tonight. Nobody seems really hopeful or enthusiastic
Oh,
about it,
really?
Italy.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, Anna, because I think people feel annoyed because they said the soccer World Cup now became really just business, not sports anymore. So I think this feeling is true going around, you know?
Mhm. I mean, Morocco is not that, it shouldn't be like a big rival for Brazil. Morocco, is it a
Mhm.
strong team?
Yeah, but I think for Africa continent, it's very meaningful for them. Yes, they were
Okay.
super happy because they were in. So I think this is the exciting part. Yes.
The only time I really followed World Cup was
Mhm.
in, I think it was year 2000. It
Mm.
must have been that year. I don't remember if that was if there was a cup at that time, but it must have been somewhere around that time,
Mhm.
like 2000, 2001, because I was in Kenya,
Mhm.
and we were together, like several different, like several, like people from several different countries. So it was a lot of fun following, because there was a Croatian guy, and there was a guy from Guatemala.
Mhm.
There were some people from Philippines and stuff. So it was like we were a bit. I remember even one goal that
Mm.
Croatian team did.
Oh.
Because it was like, because we were together. What As far as I remember, there was something like buying ice cream if your team won, or it was kind of like really a lot of fun, just because people were
Yeah, once
involved.
there are a lot of people, let's go to the club watch and or square or the bar. Then people go. Then when it was 2002
Okay, 2002. Yeah, sounds
in
good. Yeah,
Japan and
sounds
South
good.
Korea.
Yeah, sounds right.
Makes sense?
Because yeah, makes a lot of sense. Because 2000, I think I just arrived to Kenya, and I left from there around 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So that's somewhere in the middle. And but our house had a TV like that, this size, black. Or
As big
maybe
as
like
a
this,
radio.
like really something like this. But on that TV, I watched the when the news came on about the Twin Towers, and we
Oh
and we were sitting there,
my
and there
God.
was this thing, like they were showing
Yeah.
this thing, and we have some Americans amongst us.
Oh, oh,
And I mean, in general, just you're watching this whole thing,
yeah.
and it's like so surreal. I remember
And
this
could you
feeling.
figure out the first moment when you saw? Could you really understand what was going on? Because I
No,
couldn't. Mm-hmm.
no, it was like
Mm-hmm.
a very strange feeling. You couldn't
Mm-hmm.
really.
Yeah.
It was very similar. It was a very similar feeling when the war started in Russia as well. So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
uh,
You
we
can't
kind of
really believe
we
it.
kind of heard about it, and we
Yeah.
were like, oh well. And then Vanessa, the one who came to our
Mm-hmm.
live, she called together with the family. They called me, and they were like, how are you? There is this war. And I was like, come on, this war is so far, nothing will happen, it
Mm-hmm.
will end in 2 3 days, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like so not serious about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it was going on, as it was continuing, then you we started to realize. And then
Mm-hmm.
at school where I was working, then they started to like have stricter and stricter rules about things, what you
Mm-hmm.
can say, what you cannot say, like lots
Mm-hmm.
of different things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, this whole thing, this kind of thing, you don't understand the first moment. You think it
Exactly.
you think it's just some sort of movie. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
still remember that red TV, black and white, and
Mm-hmm.
the towers. It's and this whole thing going, this airplane going through it. It was
Yeah.
really wow. It was so surreal. One of the most surreal experience I've ever had, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember it was late morning in Brazil. My father was watching the news. I was preparing classes, and my father said, "Oh, come here to see what just happened." And I thought it was just an airplane crash, like a typical accident. But then another one, and then you say, "My God, what's that?" You know, we would never imagine it. And I think we were so naive related to considering terrorism, and
Hmm.
really it took us long to really grasp, and then the consequences, and all the global outcome related to visa and the traveling abroad, and all the Muslim people being like stoned forever because of that. This is so highly unfair. So absolutely, certain things are just so shocking. We
I like that video that you sent me with the Muslim girl. It was so
Yeah,
nice. It
trying
was
to find a
really nice.
boyfriend. Yes,
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 yes, yes. It was something. Well, anyway, I liked some phrases that he said, like
yeah.
"I will teach you the halal way." That was funny.
Absolutely. And then you see, sometimes people think, oh, they are super serious about everything. Ladies cannot play or have jokes. It's absolutely not like that. Of course, not everywhere, but they're also really funny and open minded ladies with a good humor, and I even admire the way they are really demanding about their checklist, about like how you get married, because Brazilian people are really stupid. They just get married because they are super in love, then problems will come in within for years, so I admire them in this aspect. Oh, do you
But
have this and that?
that was in Canada. She's in Canada. She's
Yeah,
not
but
in
mhm.
Egypt, you know.
Yeah, yeah, not at all.
Okay.
But even this way, they have their requirements.
Um, it's just that I would never want to go to a Muslim country, and I've had this
Mm-hmm.
fear, not after this whole thing happened, but like
Mm-hmm.
forever. I have
Mm-hmm.
always had this. It's like fear. It's not prejudice as prejudice, but it's more like fear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I have. Sometimes I kind of believe in karma, because I have certain attitudes to certain countries, even
Mm-hmm.
like since a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Certain places I feel they are safe and good. Other places I feel extremely scared of.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I believe that maybe it's true that we have some sort of thing that we've lived certain
Mm-hmm.
lives. I don't know. What do you believe in any of that karma stuff? Like living several lives and stuff like that?
And what I choose to believe more often is that whatever attitude you have towards people, towards life, so I think like the universe will bring you back
Mm,
in
yeah.
certain ways. I prefer to believe like that. And Anna, but have you ever seen, of course, news about Brazil, like oh, how violent Brazil is against women and
No,
thieves and criminals and whatever? When you see the worst news about Brazil, you think, my God, where is that? I'm
no,
not
no.
ignoring it. I know it happens somewhere in the inland of the inland or Rio de Janeiro, capital city, but it's so far away from our reality that sometimes I think, oh my God, I feel like a liar when I tell people that I live in a very safe place.
But in Russia, people don't know anything about Brazil, like
Can you
anything, not
imagine
bad,
how
not good,
interesting?
nothing at
Mm-hmm.
all. Like
Mm-hmm.
the only thing they ever relate to is that
Mm-hmm.
there is one famous book called The 12 Chairs, and then there is The
Oh.
Golden Calf. There are two very famous books.
Mm.
Actually, if you want, you can watch it with the English translation. They have it in English. With my son, we watch it time to time because I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the like big books for Russian literature. Well,
Mm-hmm.
two books, and there, especially the second part. The first part, no, yeah, the second part. In the second
Mm-hmm.
part, the golden calf, the purpose of life for the guy, for the main
Mm-hmm.
character, is to get to Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
So he there is portrayed as like the top of the top dream, where everybody is
Mm.
in white, wearing white suits, and life is just. And he always says to the things that he sees around, he says, "Oh, this is not Rio de Janeiro."
Ah.
So that's probably the only thing that the Russians could relate to in terms of Brazil, because other than that,
Mm.
people don't know anything.
Oh,
And
and Anna, do you know there is a Brazilian adaptation named de 13 cadeiras, 13 chairs in Brazil?
oh well.
Can you imagine?
uh,
Oh.
both of them are wonderful books.
Mhm.
I have read them like several times, and I think
Mhm.
I could tell by heart some places.
Okay.
Like almost the whole thing, I probably could tell
Yeah.
if I
And
really
then
would
when you
try.
read once and again, did you get different feelings towards the book in different seasons of your life?
I don't know, because these books
Mhm.
are like satire. They're
Mhm.
funny. They're
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
they're more like rewatching the reel that is funny. They're
Mhm.
more like that. It's not like they're not deep. They don't have
Mhm.
that much
Mhm.
like that you could rediscover with age. It's more
Mhm.
like I like that I sent you second time. The second time I sent you this thing about the woman.
The lady. Uh-huh.
So this is something like that, like
Yeah.
you have something funny, and when you want to laugh, you just open and you laugh. Basically it's
Mhm.
that, even though it is definitely satire
Okay.
to the Soviet Union
Mhm.
and like different things, but the way they say it, it's like it's impossible to translate. This sort of thing is
Mm.
impossible to translate,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there it's like every word is funny. Sometimes like
Mhm.
I this is like my favorite type of humor, when they're saying normal words, but the
Mhm.
way they're said and the order
Mhm.
and everything makes it
Okay.
so extremely funny that this is
Mhm.
impossible. So I like that sort of like intelligent humor
Yeah.
when
And also, you mean in Russia, they don't know we have like those famous big cities in Brazil, Belo Horizonte, Rio,
Belo
Curitiba,
Horizonte,
and
no,
then small cities and the tiny bikinis and
not so much, no. No, tiny bikinis
rivers.
maybe, yes. Tiny
Yeah,
bikinis
maybe,
maybe.
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 Mm-hmm. Oh,
Carnival they know, of course,
okay.
but Carnival, it's like, yeah, Brazil is the biggest thing with Carnival, but then there is Venezia as well. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
uh, uh, and even the other day I saw something like Dutch cultural program, and they were saying like you will, Denmark, I think, or you will
Mm-hmm.
never see anything like Denmark. And I do believe that, because
Mm-hmm.
Europe is quite creative, no?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, no,
And
they
then
don't know
now,
much.
for example, that you and Mark tell your mother some things, it's hard for her to believe sometimes what you say, like there is no Indian crossing the streets pointing their
Oh
arrows towards
no, no,
us. No.
no, no, not that. Come on, that's really no. She's normal. She's a normal person. It's just that it's more like things that are like, for example, she asked if there are commas and full stops and that sort of
In
stuff in
our
Portuguese.
language. Okay, okay.
That I find very strange, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Chinese has it. What to say
Mm,
of all the other European languages?
mm,
But that sort of with the Indian thing, no. Of course, she understands that they're somewhere else, and you don't see
mm-hmm,
them that much and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
And if you would compare the food, in Brazil and in Russia?
Well, okay,
How
you
would you
see,
compare?
we live independently, and
Mm-hmm.
we cook whatever we can, whatever we
Mm-hmm.
want.
Mm-hmm.
So there is more diversity in terms of fruits and vegetables, and they're easier to get, and sometimes you can get them quite cheap and stuff. So we eat more of that, yeah, than we would be eating in Russia.
Yeah. Also
Um,
because of the climate, right? Because
yes, because of
fruits
the
and
climate,
yeah.
because of the climate. Then I would say I probably would think that meat is a bit more fresh, because now I found a meat shop there
Mm.
nearby,
Mm.
and it's like they basically finish everything every day almost, except
Yeah,
for the things that
I
are in the
believe that.
freezer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's really fresh and really, really good quality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
what would be really expensive in Russia as food? For example, for us,
Yeah.
yellow cheese
Meat.
is something really expensive. For you, maybe in Russia, cow meat.
In general, meats, like all the
Mm-hmm.
meats, is quite expensive, and but
Mm-hmm.
even fresh vegetables and fruits in winter, they are quite expensive too.
Yeah, like in Canada, of course, it's very
Mm.
expensive. They don't even buy much fresh, they buy
Yeah, and
frozen
we
vegetables.
don't usually, we don't, well, we have, usually we have our own potatoes, like
Mm-hmm.
there is a land that my mother grows
Mm-hmm.
certain things, like
Mm-hmm.
potato, carrot, beetroot,
Oh,
cabbage. She has
mm-hmm.
her
Good.
own, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because she has like a place where she stores, and then she gets it from there. And
And so you get your green thumb from her?
yeah, yeah, well, okay, it's just that we had land, always a little piece of land,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easier there in a way, because first of all, you do it only like 3, 4 or 5 months a year. The rest of the
Mm-hmm.
year you don't do. And then when you do it, there are no worms like here, like eating
Mm.
tomatoes, eating
Ah, yeah,
cucumbers.
yeah.
So
I got it.
there it's a little bit well, it's like from one side more difficult and the other side more
Mm-hmm.
easier.
Yeah,
So
here
it's
it's
like
just too many bugs. Yes, Anna.
too many bugs, and
Plagues.
the soil there, because it rests, it's black,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
black. And so once you've put the plant inside, you're quite practically guaranteed it will grow.
Mhm.
Here you can plant, but it will die anyway, whether, because
Yeah, you need to
sometimes,
treat the soil here. It's not
yes, it's,
like you can just plant something, not at all. Here you
but
really needed to prepare the soil. Yeah.
now my soil is good, because I've been putting
Mm-hmm.
like lots of like I throw my food like
Mm-hmm.
so I have like a lots of worms now. But when I just
Mm-hmm.
came, it was just stones and sand.
Okay, dry. Mm-hmm.
And now it needs organic matter. So if I
Mm-hmm.
was staying in a place for like 2 years or something, I definitely can don't I don't have to buy things. I can
Mm-hmm.
make it good with time. It's possible to
Mm-hmm.
make it good with time, but it's a bit more work in general, I think, here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also you have to protect from the sun, from the water,
Ah, yeah,
from so
yeah.
many things. uh,
Imagine it.
there there you don't, yeah, you
Yeah.
don't really protect from the sun, because it's not so strong,
Mhm.
and from the water also you don't protect because it's not so strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's the
kind
point.
of, I guess, if I was like living in a situ in or in a
Mhm.
fazenda, over time I would build a place with my things, and like certain things I would never touch again, like plants,
Mhm.
like trees and stuff. Then
Mhm.
in some place I would cover well. I mean, it's possible to adjust anywhere, but
Mhm.
I would say that it's a bit easier. It's just that what is difficult there is that you have to finish everything, cover everything in
Yeah.
October.
Until, yeah.
in
Mm-hmm.
October before the snow. You close
Mm-hmm.
everything. You have to like finish, and then
Mm-hmm.
in May you have to restart
You
again.
start again. Mm-hmm.
So it's uh, everything is not easy.
Yeah,
Agriculture is not the easiest of things.
at all. Yeah. And imagining the other house, I had a very beautiful flower bed with some fresh spices. I would use especially basil that I love for sandwiches or pesto or some details. So fresh, my flower bed was blooming like forever. Just overnight, I opened my door. Oh my God, where is my basil? So the ants had eaten
Yeah,
everything fiercely overnight, one
I
flower
can
bed.
believe that. I can believe it.
I was so pissed off because if I could have imagined, I would have frozen some and something like that. Then my Japanese student told me, "Oh, teacher, but you don't know that very early in the morning, you have to chop the red carrot very thinly and put in your flower bed to feed the ants." Then I said, "Oh my head, God, I have to feed myself, feed the dog, feed the ants. I have to work. It's too much." I felt so disappointed because I didn't take so good care, but I had some spices, to smell good around my kitchen. So this
I
is
can believe
annoying.
that. That also I can believe because I actually did put some stuff to fight
Mm-hmm.
the ants because they were
Mm-hmm.
really very strong. Now,
Yeah, sure.
well, now I have sweet potato all over. If they
Mm-hmm.
wanted, they could eat, but they don't.
Oh.
Probably I did kill some because
Mm-hmm.
I did put some because yeah, they were really quite something.
Fierce.
Yeah, I never saw before that ants can
Mm-hmm.
be like this.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have like big carrots still. Like
Wow.
yeah, today I took out like this, like this,
Wow.
really huge one. But yeah, but I don't know. I guess I can live without really planting that much. But I will always have my swimming pool because
Mm-hmm.
I bought the swimming pool for Mark, this
Mm-hmm.
plastic one, and then it became too small for him and stuff, and so now it's on the other side because my dogs were destroying all sort of things on this side, so I put something on the other side, and it's quite a good flower bed. I have of course sweet potato that is like
Mm-hmm.
badly growing because it's not like I planted the sweet potato there, but
Yeah.
it is everywhere at the moment. So
Oh.
so I got it. I got yeah. It's just Alini because I sent her also.
Mm.
I sold the album. I was like, my God, that's not possible.
And,
It's not
and you
enough.
cannot identify who bought the album?
It's a guy who makes Brazilian music too. He makes jazz.
Amazing.
Yes, he's also on Bandcamp, and
Mm-hmm.
I was because I couldn't believe that he could like it, because I was
Mm.
like, and then I was saying to Mark, maybe he does that to attract people to subscribe to
Mm.
him. I was like,
Doesn't mind, no matter.
but it, but I got excited. So now I
Mm-hmm.
made another album with French songs that I already had. Now I put them onto Bandcamp,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I will sing like what I'm doing now is separating music from the voice, and
Mm-hmm.
now I will sing over this music, and then
Mm-hmm.
but I need to train a lot. It's not
Mm-hmm.
so much like I won't do it overnight. It's much easier, of course, in Russian. I was thinking to tell you that probably I chose the hardest thing just to
Mm.
prove to myself that I can do it, so that I can do
Uh-huh.
the easier ones, like because
Okay.
why to choose the German one, which is like the hardest of all? I don't understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm singing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. Even I translated, I don't understand like every word the way I
Yeah.
do in every other language. But I
Mm-hmm.
think also the sound of German, I kind of like it with all this,
Mm-hmm.
all this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's.
Anna, is there any other adventure that you remember you had been into? Um,
Adventures.
Going
Okay,
everywhere?
let's think of adventures.
Well, wherever you have been, it was an adventure itself. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's right now I don't have in my mind. I don't know.
Mhm.
I suppose mm, mm, we were talking about Africa. What was there in Africa? One time, I went to the slum and fell down there. That was quite an adventure because
Mm.
in the slum they don't have asphalt. They don't have stone.
Can
It's just a
imagine.
mud. It's just mud road.
Wow. Mhm.
And when it's rainy season, it's
Mhm.
Kenya, no? So
It's
it's like
like
ice, like
a
ice,
chocolate egg.
like ice. You're walking on ice.
Yeah,
There is hardly any reason difference. So I was walking, and then I
of
flop,
course.
sat down, and I was wearing orange clothes, like or
Oh.
specific, like we had like uniform, and it's orange, bright. I am like
Mm.
a bright orange muzungu, white
Mhm.
woman, bright orange white woman in the middle of a black slum. The
Wow.
African people all over.
And luckily you
So
hadn't been buying eggs.
but it was like a crowd around me immediately
Mhm.
because they were like,
Mm.
"Ah,
Mhm.
Muzungu, Muzungu," you know, and it was really something. That was quite an adventure. But then I got up and I was like, naturally, like, bu- all muddy. Continued walking where I was
Oh,
walking because it
yeah.
was a school. I was walking
Mhm.
to a school that I was managing. I think that they somehow cleaned some stuff there, but
Mhm.
thank God it's never cold, actually. In
Mhm.
Africa, it
Okay.
doesn't get cold like it gets cold in Brazil. It's
Mhm.
never cold there. So
Mhm.
it's 25. Nairobi is basically 25 all year round.
Okay,
There is
quite pleasant.
there is no difference, never. It doesn't go up and doesn't go down because it's the
Mhm.
equator. It's practically the equator.
Mhm.
It's just on the equator. So it's you can get burnt very well, which I experienced as
Mhm.
well because
Mhm.
I was clever enough to go into the like go. I went to the beach,
Mhm.
and the ocean was far away, and I lied down in one of the puddles,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
it was just very cloudy.
Ana, what do you call that word in Portuguese? Mormaço, when it's cloudy, even in our beaches. Oh my God, you're gonna be cooked in steam.
Yes,
Only after the
completely,
evening shower you will notice that
completely.
you were screwed. Yeah,
No, I didn't. I noticed quite quickly,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the girls were because it was Mombasa it was our children's home, so
Mhm.
the girls have never seen a red person like
Oh, I
that
can
red because
imagine, like a shrimp or bell pepper.
and it was like 3 weeks. I couldn't sit. I couldn't
Oh,
lie. I couldn't do anything. I was just
wear
like
the bra or have a bed
it.
sheet
I
over
I
your
was
skin.
completely. It was
And
hurting
you
all the time.
didn't get a fever or anything like that? Maybe a
Not
little bit?
really, not really. I
No,
mean,
no.
I felt bad. I
Okay.
felt sick, and I needed all the time. It was like a proper burn.
And
And
I have you heard that in Greece, well, they have so much yogurt, and yogurt is fresh, right? But they spread yogurt all over your body when you get sunburned.
in Russia, they do too. They use yogurt as
Oh,
well.
wow.
There is also something similar to yogurt, a little bit more
Okay.
fatty. They call
Wow.
smetana. They also put, if you get burned, we put something like
Mm-hmm.
that. They also
Mm-hmm.
put something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
in Russia, well, you do get burned, but after that one time that I got burned in
Mm-hmm.
Kenya, put an end to all my desires to get suntan.
Yeah.
After that,
Mhm. Okay, yeah.
in my whole life, I've never ever opened my
Mhm.
body to suntan. after that,
Mm-hmm.
because that was
Mm-hmm.
the end of it. I never
Yeah.
wanted anymore. I mean, I get suntan naturally, but I never
Mm-hmm.
wanted. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it was such a painful experience. It
And then
was.
really for it to work, you need to do it so slowly, early morning, evening, and then going on and on. But of course, it's not an easy task and probably unnecessary. Yes.
Well, that's the whole point. I
Yeah.
mean, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, exactly. When I go to the beach here, I like to go very early, but after 10, I am wearing a chemise under the parasol, hat, sunscreen, everything, because I do get a suntan, but I would need like 15 days on the beach. I never have 15 days. So what's the point? Why would I try hard? Not at all. But as a child, and I got really sunburnt on my shoulders because there was no sunscreen at all. We had moisturizers for after sun. Can you believe that? So let's pray we don't have a skin cancer when we are old, because the skin cancer comes related to the sunburn from your childhood. It's not something recent, yes.
Um,
So
I
we
just wanted
didn't
to
have.
tell you one story,
Mhm.
how wonderful a mother I am.
Mm.
So I have like two really the most weird ones. The one is related to the fact that my son got
Mm.
his this place burned,
His
and
cheek?
yeah, on nose and cheek like this it was.
I can imagine.
And then I put something wrong on it that
Mm.
it became worse.
Worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it was like peeling directly, like
Okay, then you burnt him double times.
my God. Anyway, and later it got but one of the weirdest things that he we like to remember,
Mhm.
uh, he was maybe 6, 5, 6, I don't remember, and we were sleeping on big sofa, yeah, and in the dark, I said, I am a vampire.
Oh my God, yeah, nah. Even me, I'm afraid. And then
He got scared, of course.
he started screaming or what?
He started crying, yeah.
Oh.
A crazy, crazy mother that I am. Sometimes I get bored, you know. So
Mhm. Yeah,
anyway,
let's put people in panic just to shake it up. Why not?
but now we have something funny to remember. Oh,
Mhm.
from
Does he
our
remember
yeah, of
the
course.
day, the
Of
moment? Uh-huh.
course, of course, he remembers that particular
Mhm.
moment. He remembers very well. He doesn't
Mhm.
remember much from that age, but that he remembers.
Mhm.
Uh, one funny thing happened when we had online meeting with Vanessa,
Mm.
and we
Mm.
were saying something like we were saying cat, oh no, dog, some cat,
Mm.
because we were like trying to say 1, 2, 3, and we did like dog, cat. And then after that, for us, it became chien, no, cachorro, gato. And then it
Mhm.
became for us showing gato. We always say like show him un gato,
Mhm.
because this is the show. Anyway, sometimes things happen naturally, you don't
Yeah.
plan them, but they just happen funny.
Mhm. And one silly thing that happened to me and my friends, once we were going by train, uh, I think from Germany to the Netherlands, and it was a kind of train where they had some cabins, and all the sitting seats would slide and become a bed. But then I think we would be going there for New Year's, and then it was really cold. And then what happened? And in one cabin for 5 people, I think, the lady sitting next to the window where there was the heater, this person was always sweating and impossible to sleep because it was really warm. The one by the door was freezing because it was really cold. So we would keep doing that, taking turns and shifts, I'm freezing, I'm sweating. Okay. And I imagine how ridiculously poor we were as a student. So this is a basic situation in our lives. There were four of us, and there were five seats in that train. And we didn't buy all the tickets. Can you believe it? There was one ticket plus surplus. Yes, one ticket missing. And then, okay, oh, just us. Probably nobody's coming because it's the whole night traveling. Oh, you're good, only girls, whatever. In the middle of the way, and maybe there was some stop or something, a guy opened our door. Oh, that's my seat. And then everybody had to dismantle our beds and
Mm-hmm.
start sitting again. And then he noticed we were not very happy, poor guy, because it's absolutely not his fault that he bought a ticket. How could he know it was a group? And why didn't we buy the whole thing? So that's it. We thought we would travel like lying down and stretching our body, but of course not. We arrived there at 6 in the morning. I remember it was so cold. Then going to McDonald's, like to try some fake breakfast. Then the hostel would allow us only after midday. Those trips that you feel deadly tired, but we were young. So for us, everything felt like an adventure. I really don't remember anybody complaining, oh, my knee hurts, I have a backache, nothing like that. Because we were so young and enthusiastic, and oh my God, you're going to the Netherlands, Amsterdam. It was so fashionable. And we were so crazy to visit those places because really, and there was no Instagram or anything, nor Google Maps, so we had to go there and see. Yeah.
Mm.
So at least we were very curious young people, yes. And nowadays, young people are so bored because they say, "Oh, I have seen on Instagram. Oh, if I don't have a lot of money, I would never go to have difficult vacation." So they just don't go, yeah, unless they go as kings and princes. But we would go and stay at cheap hostels and eat sandwiches downtown. Imagine, we could barely afford a restaurant. I don't even remember going to a real restaurant. It was not necessary for us. But then the situation with the guy was really, oh my God, I can't believe that. And probably he felt the same.
We've done half an hour. Do you want to stop?
Yeah, I think it's good enough.